Okay, so just go ahead and open this document here. I'll make sure you're on it.
Jadi kalau kamu nggak bisa delegate, soalnya kita setiap hari ada 20 check-in, 2 hari aja kamu nggak terus itu udah numpuk kayak air bah.
Okay. And just be ready to write something if I point to you, okay?
Okay. So I'll bring the laptop here.
Yes, please.
Kerjain full cycle dan menengah ya. Oke, jadi sekarang udah tahu ya? You know what to do next?
Yes.
Oke, dari aku sih hari ini akan follow up dengan si apa namanya Ayu Laba, kasih list yang harga lama istilahnya biar nggak dimakan kamu nanti rezeki. Kalau kamu bisa bantu boleh.
I think I'm not invited yet.
Sure.
Terus balik ke bawah.
Maybe my email is not added to the text expander.
I just had to do manually, actually.
Ada mungkin satu lagi datang salam biar diakomodir. Ya. Soalnya dia itu keberatan gitu loh upload update ininya. Jadi memang nggak ready untuk online ada itu sendiri aja. Nah terus untuk yang siapa? Kalau untuk Warta, chipnya mungkin lebih kalau partner baru di awal-awal itu aja apa namanya update nggak kalendernya gitu aja kamu. Aku sudah mikirin kadang perlu ingetin lagi anaknya soalnya training dia.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. So.
Begitu aja habis dari aku. So all hands, yeah. See you in the next video. Yeah, bye. Have a lovely day.
We're staring all hands. Hey Google, turn off the music.
Hey Google.
Hey Google. Hey Google. Turn off the music. Okay, welcome in everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so we're starting the all hands today on June 3rd. June 3rd, 2019. Let me begin with the top. Okay, so we have our theme for June. June, as we spoke about in May, is a revenue month. The theme is to book and delight, achieve new peak revenues and delight our guests. The target today, or for this month, is 320. The stretch is 375. I'm going to go into a little bit more about how we actually come up with this target, so that we're all clear. This number doesn't come from just nowhere. So, to get in on it, how does Jane come up with the revenue target? So thank you all for asking. So the revenue target first comes from the idea of a growth vision. So what is the growth vision? Hey Google, turn off the fan. The growth vision is that the growth of revenue should be at a rate higher.
Turning the town hall fan off.
Thank you. The growth vision is that the growth of the revenue should be at a rate higher than the growth of expenses. I'm sure that makes sense for everyone. If our expenses go up higher than the growth of our revenue, then we probably will not be sustainable as a company. Okay, all right, I'll do this way. Is that good? Okay. And the world will see following. So, and then we take a look at previous years of growth, and we see what the stats are. In 2016 to 2017, we had 43% growth. From 2017 to 2018, we had 39% growth. And so, I would believe that in this year, 2018 to 2019, we should maintain that figure of growth, somewhere between 30 to 40% of growth. We also take a look at headcount and payroll. In 2016, we had a headcount of 4, and the payroll was 30 million. In 2017, we had a headcount of 9, and the payroll was 90 million. In 2018, oh wait, that's actually 2019, sorry. I don't have the 18 figures, sorry. Okay, so I forgot the 18 figures in there, but 2019, we're up to 26, and the payroll is 220. So we almost triple on payroll every year, but we don't really triple on total amount of revenue every year. So this is why we have to have revenue targets. If we're going to keep on growing, then we need to have more revenue. So, For the revenue target, we set up a boundary. If we're at 30% growth, that's the least amount of growth that I will tolerate in order to keep the growth up. That's the previous year's revenue, which was 244. I'll kind of show you here. 244 in June was the revenue that we achieved. That was 39% higher than the revenue in 2017. So the 2018 revenue was 244, and so I add 30% to that. So 30% of 244 is 316. That's the lower boundary of what we should be able to achieve. And then the higher boundary, if we get 40%, that should be around 341. Those are lower and upper bounds for revenue. Okay, step 2. We take a look and we check, is this actually attainable? Can we actually get to this number? And so how I look at that is I take a look at what our starting revenue is. Our starting revenue in June is 187. That's how much we begin June with. So that's the base point of our goal. I then look at what our weekly sales are. So the weekly sales for June have actually peaked just before June. Last week, we did 27,000 worth of business for June. And in general, they have been between 13 to 27,000. And we do expect that in-month sales for June will be greater due to last-minute bookings. So the difference is between the lower boundary of the target and where we're starting is, let's see if anyone reads that number right. Aggie, what's the difference between what our goal is and where we're starting from?
The difference of the number?
Yeah, what's the number that we're looking at? How much do we need to make up in June?
The 129?
Yeah, 129.
Yeah,
Right?
20.
So that's how far we are from our goal. From 316, which is the lower boundary, where we're starting is 187, 129 is the difference. So then the question is, are we likely to reach that number from the weekly sales weekly sales? So we divide essentially 129 by 4, and we get 32,000 a week, which is a little bit on the high side, because we have not hit 32,000 a week yet. But since we've hit 27 before the week, before June has even started, I would want to have at least 30,000 per week from this point forward. Also looking at that June goes into July, this typically follows a pattern where the month ends and curves down. This should get higher and higher for each week. Okay, so then we look at step 3. Where are the opportunities to earn revenue? If you see empty rooms in guest houses, those need to be filled. That's an opportunity. If you see empty rooms in villas, those are an opportunity. If there's listings that are not being booked, that's an opportunity. If there's reservations that are being inquired but they're not being converted, that's an opportunity. Are there leaks? Are there new properties we're launching that are inactive? Are there properties that need to be finished in the deal pipeline? Are there properties that need to be finished in the content pipeline? Are there launched properties that haven't taken a booking? Are there inquiries that have not been converted? Are there accommodations that are not being addressed? Accommodation problems that are not being addressed, like hospitality issues? Are there reviews that are not being responded to? At any point in the pipeline for Bukit Vista, these are all opportunities to seek back revenue. Okay, so that's basically how we determine how revenue is produced. And we want to make practical goals, but we also need to make our growth vision. Otherwise, we can't keep on growing the company. Okay, let's go back up to the all hands. Does that make sense, everyone? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, all right, good stuff. All right, so as requested, we line up 2 months before. We line up this month and the month after, and the month after. It'll be the same. Essentially, the next goals for peak season are to book a delight, and July is just the same, just peak bookings. We need to get the maximum amount of bookings in July. Okay, this part I won't go over again. There is a difference between Jogja and Bali. Jogja does tend to have a peak season right now, actually, during Lebaran. Bali's peak season will generally continue until August, perhaps even exceed August. Okay, so, I've added this. So we've tried to have old business and new business as a model on squad sync-ups. Now I've decided to add this. So if you have new business that you would like to bring up at company level, then please just add it right here on the all hands paper. If there needs to be follow-up, then we move it to old business and we make sure on the next all hands that we follow up on it. Okay, so that's an opportunity for anybody to express what they feel like needs to be brought up at a company level. Great, let's take a look at the observations and improvements which have been running. I think this was relatively a success, actually. The goal was to get at least 50 observations. I think we got way more than 50. I haven't counted. Ivan probably put down 50 of his own. So it's gotten so busy that we have to keep on moving. There is a new paper now for the observations and improvements for June. So if you're doing this today, please just move over to the new paper. Let's take a look and see what has happened this month. Okay, I got this weird chunk of space on the left. Okay. All right, this is funny. Villa Dio. Villa Dio got a confirmed booking, but the owner said that the villa is being used by himself. Now Yvonne grunts, right? Now, Alvin's still double-checking, but the owner said he already informed us. Alvin's still double-checking who he had to inform to block the calendar, and then the updates are he closed the entire June because there is no maid there. All right, Kasian, right? So, Aggie and Nunli, please kindly help to check regarding this partner on managing their availability because we already set instant booking for the listing too. Alvin, well noted, we'll discuss with Nunli. I think this is coming out from Aggie. Yeah? Okay, all right, very good. Now this is great. This is great because now, before you launch properties, please make sure about availability. So that applies to market builders, that applies to people who generate leads, that applies to people having discussions with owners. It's such a waste to bring a property all the way through and then take their first booking and then say, we can't do it. Essentially, then you have to overhaul the entire content process. All right, fail fast, learn together. Next one, let's see, there's all partners. This one's coming from Chris. So, email messages from Eric. Oh, okay, right. Primary inbox are social box and Gmail. These boxes are absent checked for our reservation team. Nobody aware about urgent cases have been escalated to Airbnb, and most of the time Airbnb take action without our acknowledgement due to no response from our side. I gradually move these messages to update so we can be aware of these emails and take proper action. Okay. All right, let's see how that works. I would discourage maybe putting this into updates because we get a lot of junk mail also on the same side, and that then starts mixing noise to bookings. I think it might just be easier just to create a filter and then filter these. So on this one, I think this one should actually have a discussion before we move everything into updates. All right, let's talk about next observations on Val. Val Ama Rumatete. Miss Ama arrived, stayed at Rumatete for 2 nights. She booked the house for a farewell party with her friends and is going to get some rest right after check-in. So anyway, she comes from Australia for a student exchange. Yvonne at Villa Shinta. There's a stained mirror. Looks like Silent Hill. Okay. Yeah. Screw on the floor, potential on hurting the guest. All glass door can't be locked. All in the bathroom on the second floor is right bathroom. Yvonne picked up some evidence. He informed the on-site staff. Hope you will inform it to the owner. Again, Alvin already informed pretty long ago, but the mirror already showed on listing on the listing too, just like the current condition. Okay, all right. So on this one, I think we can just take direct action instead of waiting for the staff to inform the owner, which probably never happens. Just inform the owner direct because that way we'll get a faster response cycle. Okay, Yvonne on pot. Whoa, okay, Yvonne did a lot of these. Yeah, Yvonne on Maharaja. He got a message from Pot Mega that one of the glass in the bathroom, the shower head in the other bathroom is broken. Discussed with Nunli, Alvin, and Pot Mega. Went there to talk with Felix, and he's fine with paying for the shower head, but not the glass, because he said the glass had already been broken by the time he checked in. So luckily he's chill and nice guy, so all the talk is going smoothly. We even talked about job, games, and foods. Okay, great. Talked to Pot Mega and informed about the issue. Pot Mega said it's okay, the shower head has been changed at 1 to 2 p.m. Problem solved. Great, all right. And that was done especially during a sensitive time regarding the whole CCTV issues. So thank you for being the hero and taking care of that. Let's see with Nunli, NH residents. Bookings are not reflected on BVRR and Tableau. This has been escalated to Chris. Chris, can you please help check why this is happening? Nunli presented evidence. Chris says he's not sure what happened with BVRR. Bayou, could you check? In the meantime, put 2 bookings in BVRR manually. Ping Nunli. Chris, okay for Tableau. Nunli, please change the filter anytime in the future. These bookings are in June, so we cannot see it in the past month. Alvin for BVR is actually put it into the Uluwatu group, and I need to double check the Bayou change the group. Okay, so NH residence is not in Uluwatu. No. All right. Okay, so I wonder why that's a content issue, right? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, this is good. We're learning together. Okay. Here, this is from Jane, Villa Maharaja. The guests inquired for June 4th to 5th, the actual arrival time. Oh, this is great. I love these types of guests. They're really sneaky. So this is a sneaky guest. The guest inquired for a day from June 4th to 5th. The arrival time was actually 1:30 a.m. on June 4th. So they're essentially staying the night on June 3rd. Yes. So what date did the guests actually want to check in? They want to check in on June 3rd. So I sent them a special offer from June 3rd to 5th, since 1:30 a.m. check-in time on June 4th is essentially a June 3rd check-in time. So watch out for that. This particular case, actually June 3rd was actually booked already, so that's why they couldn't book. But if a guest tries to do that, they're essentially asking for a free night. That's essentially almost like a 12-hour early check-in. So, which is the same as a 12-hour late checkout. It's essentially the next day. So be aware of that if you're working on reservations.
Yeah.
Val. Okay, Val at Rumanoni. Miss Ellie arrives staying at Rumanoni until Sunday, coming here for attending her friend's graduation, going to rest out after check-in. She's asking for a suggestion of place to eat and hang out nearby. I give her a suggestion of place to eat and hang out nearby. Okay. All right, fantastic. Okay, that's pretty much it. Let's wrap that up, but let's continue doing this for June. So the new June paper is right there. All right, this is the big discussion now on squad SLAs. So, oh, I forgot. I need to mention this. So we had a pretty big problem last week related to the YN profile being closed, and this was because of CCTV surveillance. It is in the news now. A lot of people are afraid of being surveyed while they're staring at Airbnbs because there could be hidden cameras. That's not a hidden camera, that's a visible camera, and some plug. But this is an ongoing issue now. It's very public, and Airbnb is taking very drastic action to address this. So, please read the community standards and respect guest privacy. It's increasingly an important issue. We almost had the profile deactivated, and that would have been very tragic because that profile has been almost 4 years. It's got 2,500 reviews, and there's a few hundred people that depend on that profile for their livelihoods. So let's not let that happen again. If you do discover CCTV issues, please bring that up to your squad leads, and if you're a squad lead or a chapter lead, please put this as one of the most urgent things. Chris's action on bringing up this, I think coming from the main inboxes, is a good direction towards raising awareness. If you're a squad lead, if you're night shift, if you're somebody who's been doing reservations for a while, if you're on the proxy list for reservations, then please check the reservations in the primary inbox as well, because there's a lot of information there that could be crucial to the stability of the account. Okay? So, that being said, if you don't know what I'm talking about, please check the announcements and please sign that you've read the community guidelines. I'm talking to you, and also you, and you too, and Risky as well. Okay, so let's talk about the squad workflow and SLAs. We have some people. Yes. All right. Is there somebody who?
No. They cannot hear you.
Yeah.
All right. Who can't hear me right now? Oh, yeah. Oh, no one can hear me. Oh, wow. That's bizarre. Well, did I mute out all the mics? All right, guys.
Breaking, sir.
Oh, it's breaking. Yeah. It's because my voice is trembling. I'll try reloading. Yeah. And we'll see if that gets any better. Okay. Ooh, okay. I'll fly. Might need a new video conferencing tool. Okay, let's talk about SLAs. Who's the first to pass their SLAs? Who wants to go first? Well, let's go to market building, I guess. This is... Oh, snap! So what's happening now is that Appear is breaking, because we're probably stretching the limits of Appear.
So,
Appear is not meant to... Yes, sir.
can I get invited to the squad work and SLA document?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a good idea. I will invite Yvonne in. All right, ladies and gentlemen throughout the world, how about now? Can you hear me now? Okay, let's go around. Let's ask Alvin. Alvin, can you hear me better now? No, still bad, yeah? Oh, shit! Broke again! Wow. Wow. I don't know. Maybe this guy's got to watch it. Yeah. This is the first time this happened. We're probably putting the max limit on this. Joja, can you guys just use one TV? Just try that. Yeah, just try one screen.
You'll do this one, right?
No,
You know they're using two. Okay. What about now? Can you guys hear me better now? No. This is bad. I don't know what to do.
Can you hear me? No.
All right, hey, maybe we'll try this. Maybe we'll try switching the mic. So I'm going to try switching the mic to this screen. Okay. Oh, maybe it's because we're casting.
Try to use this one.
Yeah.
That's another question you.
How about now?
Yeah, that should also be.
It's echoing.
Kaya mo TV lang semua.
I've been searching for the remote since yesterday.
Hanya remote-nya aja yang terus salah.
It's not there.
Okay, now I can't hear anything. Oh, nice.
You did your
remote?
I turn off the TV, right?
Okay. Now it turned off everything. Okay.
Xiaomi's the best.
All right.
So meaning. Aku dari 4 hari yang lalu dari remote TV kan. Di rumah ada. Di sini nggak ada.
Okay, what about now? Is now better? Gabby, how you doing? Better now? I can't tell because Gabby's got. Alvin, better now? Yes?
Yes.
Jojo, what about now? Okay.
Which microphone do you use?
I'm using that microphone now on the iMac. Because the speaker then can't come from this side and nobody can hear them. Like a robot voice, LOL. Okay, that's funny. Alright, let's try the other way. Let's try this way. Here, we'll take a minute to fix this. Mute out, and open, then open up. Okay, what about now? Is that better? Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, we'll just use this one. Okay, so when Jojo talks, it'll be really hard. When anybody else talks, it'll be really hard to hear them. It's because they'll be coming from my laptop speakers. If somebody wants to help and maybe connect the Bluetooth speaker to this one, I'll be obliged. Okay, let's go on. Thank you, Rafi. Thank you, Rafi. Okay, there's the speaker. And then we need a thing. Okay, let's go on. Let's talk about the SLAs now. So, market building, I believe you're passing a round of SLAs right now. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Yeah.
Whoa, Diva is. Yeah.
Show me the meaning.
Show me the meaning. Okay, wait, excuse me. Okay, this is everybody else on that screen.
Okay.
Okay, Diva, Nunley, please step
It's
forward.
getting worse.
It's getting worse.
Chuck just said it's getting worse again.
I don't know.
Can't hear anything.
Just Jogja.
Okay.
Which I didn't hear.
Yeah. Kitty.
Tapi aku.
Did anybody have slowdowns on their video conferences earlier today?
No.
Okay, alright. Okay. Uploading footage, yeah. Maybe we should change the password.
Maybe the internet slow.
Tapi awesome. Tapi cancel.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so where's the
Okay, how about now?
Yeah.
Is everyone happy now? No.
Oh,
Okay.
come on.
That looks... Okay, it's too late. If you can't hear it, then just watch the video afterwards, yeah? That's the only way we can go on.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Numi.
Okay, so let me start. Basically, I'm going to motion a few new changes for MBSLA. So just to give a bit of background, a few months ago, MB brought in some very messy deals, which created a lot of confusion for other chapters, right? So moving forward, MB would like to reduce those uncertainties and those leaks. So I'm reviewing the entire MBSLA, but I would like to motion for the new SLAs to be passed in batches. For today, I would like to cover new SLAs on lead generation. Yeah? Okay, so that's what you have on the screen right now. So first one, anyone in the company can be considered a lead generator. What is a lead generator? A lead generator is a person who basically brings in a lead. But as you guys all know, MB's goal is to elevate the types of property we are bringing in to increase overall company revenue. So what this means is we need to start shifting our mindset of bringing in any lead to bringing in high value or not then good leads. So, but many of you would be probably wondering, what is the definition? How is Noli and market building defining and considering a high value or good lead, right? So we've got 4 pointers down there. First and foremost, if you bring in a contact, the contact has to be, the phone number has to be the owner or a decision maker. That's number 1. Number 2, we need to find out also in terms of this lead or this contact, is the property already hooked up onto multiple OTAs or has any exclusive dealings with an agent. So an example of an agent would be Elite Heavens. That's an example of an agent. So we cannot have any of those properties on board. Okay, that will be not considered a good lead. And then third, it will be desirability. We want properties that are either near attractions/beaches or properties that are near an array of restaurants, bars, clubs, bottle shops, supermarket, and laundromats. So once this lead has been qualified once this contact has been qualified as a high value or good lead, a lead closer will then take over from there. So I will not cover what a lead closer is today because we've got multiple SLAs passing today, so I will cover that in probably the next all hands.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much for the motion. Is there a second, please? And anyone can generate leads. That means
Yes.
a host, community manager,
Yes.
finance. Okay, so do I have a second for this motion? Okay, the motion has been moved and seconded by Eggy and Nung Lee. Is there any discussion about this? Okay, I'm very sorry for the people who are not here right now in the room, but is there any discussion?
Just abaikan saja mereka.
Okay, there's no discussion, then let's put it to a vote. All in favor of putting up this SLA as a new SLA for market builder. Actually, this applies to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Generated by market builder. All in favor of this motion, please raise your hand now. Okay, pretty much everybody in Bali.
Yeah.
And I guess the people outside didn't hear what the motion was.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, all against the motion, please raise your hand. Okay, the motion carries. And a substantial group outside, please note, Mr. Secretary, that this motion has been passed.
Not access yet.
Oh, no access yet. Yeah, sorry, Mr. Secretary. Who has access to this? Bayu has access to it. Okay, so let me redelegate the Secretary. Bayu, can I nominate you to be Secretary?
Yes, sure.
Okay, Bayu's now Secretary. He will add these into the SLAs for market building. Fantastic. All right, thank you very much. Let's go to the next one. Content. Do you guys have some SLAs that you'd like to pass today?
Yeah, the first half.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, last week we announced the second half of the SLA, right? We as a server to reservation, and it's already passed.
Okay.
And we actually want to table this because we think it's more like a market builder SLA. But what do you think, guys? Do we agree on this on our content chapter SLA or like a market builder SLA?
Oh, okay. All right. So you guys are discussing, right? That definitely needs to be tabled.
Yeah.
Not brought up to the main floor. Okay. So we'll skip on content. They will table this motion and revisit it when they have agreement with the market builders. Okay. Next SLA that we want to pass related to hospitality and hosts, right? Okay. Oh, wait. Next one. Sorry. Excuse me. It's actually reservations. So the next one is by reservations. The champion looks like it's Chris. Chris, what part of the reservation SLAs would you like to pass today?
Maybe you can chat, sir.
Chat.
On the affair.
Okay. I can't chat, so
Uh,
okay. All right. Somebody has to
Be the hero.
be the hero. Wait, Chris, are you able to hear us at all? Okay, great. Okay, we can kind of hear him. All right, Chris, we need you to bring up what part of the reservation SLAs would you like to have passed today?
You try to put together.
Still stating the words.
Wait, I have a better idea. Let's do this, guys. Because of the technical difficulties, this is creating a lot of friction. I would like to table this entire SLA meeting to Wednesday at the same time, right? Wednesday, 12 o'clock. Please, Ivan, can you announce just to these the rest of the teams that we're gonna postpone this to Wednesday. There's no point in passing SLAs if half the group can't hear us. Yes,
Most
Mike.
of the people will be off on Wednesday.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Right. What about tomorrow then? All right, we need a new time. Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I think, the last.
Tomorrow? Okay, tomorrow's the last time.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey guys, can you hear me inside? Can anyone hear me?
We do it.
Yeah?
We do it in the
Yeah,
morning.
good.
It seems like
Okay,
these 2
okay,
days
I
going
can,
on, yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Tomorrow, let's say the new 10 o'clock.
I can only see 2 guilds now. Community management is 3 to 4, finance is 4 to 5.
Okay, let's do it tomorrow 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's announce this in the
Morning,
groups.
alright.
WhatsApp groups.
Okay.
Or, no, actually announce it in the thing because everyone's here right now. Sorry.
Jelas banget ya. Okay.
Let's postpone the SLA discussion to 10 o'clock
Okay, we can
tomorrow.
continue.
And we can continue. Everyone can hear us now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Yayu. Okay. Well, let's reverse that. So, Yvonne, no, we're gonna finish the SLA now because the technical situation has been improved now. All right. Let's go to Chris. Chris, what is the stack of SLAs you'd like to pass for reservations?
Okay, so basically there are two points, but looking at the first point first. First is responding message. Sometimes signature should always be given after answering inquiries. And any prompt for check-in, any prompt to check the uncertainty should be processed, follow up, and close at the same day. So it's on the first point.
Okay, you're passing the third point first, yeah? Or wait, which one are you passing, Chris?
The first third.
The first, okay. All right, so we're passing the first. Is there any other responding messages? Any other points that you'd like to pass?
And then the point number
2. Okay, 2, 3. Okay, so 1 and 3. All right. So let me pronounce the motion then. The reservation SLA that Chris is proposing right now is number 1, responding to messages. A signature should always be put in every answered inquiry or request on an Airbnb message, and any promise to check on the uncertainty in a guest inquiry should be processed, followed up, and closed at the same day with a clear solution and conclusion. So that's motion number 1. Motion number 2 is, if there's any confusion about certain reservations, it needs to be escalated. Where to escalate? Approach the guild proxy members. Who handles the escalated case? Who are the proxies? There's a proposal for 6 proxies to cover operational hours from 9 a.m. to 2 a.m. Refer to the proxy list. Uncertainties and failures should be posted in the reservation guild Trello board for having a long-term solution on such cases. Okay, so let me just illustrate who the reservation proxies are. I'll need to go back to the main all hands. So the reservation proxies for Squad 1 are Alvin and Rafik. The reservation proxies for Squad 2 are Chandra, Tendi, and Diwan. Squad 3 has no reservation proxies. For Squad 4, it is Shinthia. Okay, so that is essentially the reservation guild SLAs. Okay, so we're talking about passing 1 and 3, and 2 will not be passed today. Is that correct, Chris?
Yes, correct.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get a second. Is there a second on the motion to pass? Okay, the motion has been moved and seconded by Chandra. Is there any discussion?
No.
Is there any discussion? Okay, no discussion. All right, let's put it to a vote. All in favor of these motions to be put into squad level or to company level SLAs for reservations, please vote in favor now. Okay, so that looks like pretty much everybody in Bali, and then everybody in Jogja, and then Gabby and Rizky and Alvin. Okay, all right. All right, as now all opposed to this motion, please raise your hand now. Okay, no one opposed, the motion carries. Go ahead. All right, Mr. Secretary, let's go ahead and pass this motion and write this up on the company level SLAs. So we have 2 new SLAs passed for reservations regarding to responding to messages and also to following up to escalate on reservation difficulties. Great. Let's go back to the main document here. Wait, SLAs, squad level SLAs. Next one is host now, right? Okay, so for host and community management, what would you like to pass today?
responsive and responsibilities.
Responsive and responsibility, where can I find these? I'm opening up your SLAs right now, so I'll take a look inside. Reservation Guild SLA. Okay, hosts.
Responsive and responsibility.
Okay, so number 1 and number 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so the motions that we're passing right now are related to Rafik. Okay, Reservation Guild. Okay, this is an SLA with another SLA inside of it.
Yeah, this is for the how to open the account and the reservation, right?
Okay. Covering Airbnb profile. What does it mean to be responsible? Maybe you can step forward, Rafik, and tell us what.
Yeah, responsible. For example, you are living at 6 p.m. At least your account that you covered is clear.
Okay.
So for the night shift, if you have dependencies to the night shift, you can ping the person and to do night shift what you will to do it.
Okay, got it. And then
responsive is reply WhatsApp group with BB team or the guest or the owner.
Okay.
So sometimes the guest is complain about the communication. Communication is the most important.
Got it.
If they report to Airbnb is yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood. I'm, as chairman, going to ask that this get redefined better because these are very general right now. These don't really have like what is the response time and what does it mean to be responsible for a profile. So, Rafi, please go back and create a little bit more definition around this. If you want people to be responsive, within what time?
Yes.
What is responsive? Again, and covering Airbnb profile, what does that exactly mean too as well?
Yeah.
Right? Is it according to the all hands? Is it according to whatever work hours? So once that's more specific, then we can come back up and we can do the vote. Is there anything else that you'd like to pass today on this? No?
No.
Okay. All right. So let's take a look at any other SLAs that we want to pass. That's pretty much it. Yes, okay.
I have a suggestion because I'm seeing the draft for SLAs sometimes. I think we can try to categorize the SLA to some part. So there's an internal SLA within your own chapter, and there's external. The internal you can vote themselves.
Yeah.
But the external is the one that you promise to other chapter.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like reservation, for example, instead of putting a motion to everyone that they will answer, but they can just promise to external chapter that all messages should be answered within 5 minutes, for example. So we don't need to know how you manage it inside your chapter, but the result should be measured.
Yes. Okay. That was a refinement on how the SLA should work and how the terms should be. Okay. Thank you, Mike. Any other discussions on this? If that's okay, then we'll just go ahead and close the squad level SLAs and continue. All right, thank you very much. That was very fun and interesting. Thank you for participating in SLA improvements. I think we're getting there. There's more. There's finance SLAs. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Speak up. Okay, all right. Finance has some SLAs.
Fotos lagi, Mas.
Finance has some SLAs that they'd like to pass today. So let's take a look at those.
Can you scroll down?
Yes, I will scroll down.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
The comment section. Okay, so today I'm going to propose this SLAs about the new onboarded partners. So the first one is the group payment and finance attribute will be given to the partners that has been listed on PRM. So you can expect that partner will eligible to get all those attributes once the information is already listed on the PRM. And then the second one is the partner's bank account will be registered on the first week after the listing is launched. So it will give the idea to the one who will pitch to the partners to set the right expectation that will register. And then the third one is if the ID card and bank account statement cannot be uploaded on the prop survey, because this is a common issue going on with the market builder because they are not prepared yet about the document. So you can just take a picture of a random picture, and then later on you can give us the information through the finance.bukitvista@gmail.com with that kind of a subject format. And the last one is the new listing have to be hooked up to the default account, and the percentage should follow the PRM. So those 4 SLA that I'm going to take a motion on.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Gigi. So Gigi has motioned on these new as for newly onboarded partners. Is there a second on this motion? Okay, it's been seconded by Rafik. Thank you very much. All right. Is there any discussion? Yes. Okay. It's another lead for discussion.
Gigi, can you enlighten me a little bit on 2 pointers, right? What is group payment and finance attributes?
Okay, so once partner onboarded, there is a operational group, right?
Yeah.
And there is a separate group for finance that
Yes.
includes me and Risky.
Yes.
So the objective why we create a separate group payment is if we want to track back the transaction history, it will make us easier, and also
Okay.
both of us can back up each other on the day off.
Okay, so for your first pointer is that you're just trying to what you're saying is that you will create another group, another WhatsApp group chat.
Another WhatsApp
Okay,
group chat,
yeah, understood. Okay, can. The second thing I need to check with you is partner's bank account will be registered on the first week after the listing is being launched. So should this not be done before? What happens if, say, for example, in the case of Villapau, we launched it yesterday, or we launched it, say, for example, on Saturday. Sunday there was a booking already.
Or maybe that's incomplete sentence. So it should be the partner's bank account will be registered on the first week by the latest. So it will give you the expectation that we'll register the partner's bank account.
Okay.
The first
Anyway,
week
we
by the
need 3
latest,
months for
yeah.
auto pay anyway, right? Okay. That's all my questions. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Gigi.
What is finance attributes, Gigi?
Sorry?
Finance attributes.
Finance attributes such like accounting journal,
Okay.
and then the template, the report template, and also the information to access the report on the PRM.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. To Bayu.
Would this SLA will replace the old SLA or add it?
So basically, we never get approved for the previous SLA. So this because we misunderstood what should we put in this company level SLA. So that's why we revised into this new SLA.
Okay. My question is basically there's a point about make profit and loss statement and
No,
here
that's internal SLA. But that's why we have discussed with Jane, and we misunderstood about what should we put on the company level SLA, and then we revised with this one. And then for the first topic, so basically we have several topics, but since we're running out of the time, so we just want to propose this first topic about the new onboarded property. Is that answer your question or?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions that they'd like to have answered? Is there any more discussion?
No.
Okay. All right. If there's no more discussion, let's put it to a vote. All in favor of adding these new SLAs onto the finance is mostly between market building, I think, and content and finance. Okay. But all in favor of this new motion, please vote in favor now. Okay, that's pretty much everybody here on Bali. Okay, Gigi. Okay, Alvin. It looks like most people in JoJo. Okay, all right. And all against, please raise your hand. All opposed to the motion? Okay, nobody. Okay, motion carries. Okay, let's go ahead and add those that SLA into our company level SLAs. Thank you very much, Gigi. All right, fantastic. Any other SLAs that need to be passed that I forgot about?
No.
Okay, good. Let's continue then. All right, so we're getting our democracy to work one step at a time. Okay, let's take a look at the role assignment real quick on Squad 1. Jimbaran, Bingin, Balalan, Panawa, Pachatu, Nusudu, and Ungusan. Normally is the market builder. Content is done by Diva, by using backup. Alvin's there support. This is brand new. Chris is the Reservation Guild first proxy. So if you have a question about reservations, please come to Chris first. He should be available sometime between 9 a.m. and 2 a.m. If he's not available, then go to Alvin. If they're not available, then go to Rafik, right? So that's the idea of a proxy list. Anybody doing reservations should be able to do it perfectly from now on, because if you don't know how to do it, please escalate it to somebody on that list. Now, senior host is Rafik, Ivan, Putumaha, and Wendy, who will be joining us on the 6th, are the hosts.
6 or 7?
Huh?
7.
I think it's 6. Yeah. Gigi's doing finance, communities, Rafik, Chris, Snumley, and Jing are doing revenue management. Jing is the chapter lead in human resources. Bayu is doing internal tools. Diva's working on online marketing. All right, for Squad 2, Padang Padang, Uluwatu, Changu, and Ubud. Egi has moved over to Squad 2 in market building. Nunli is backing him up. Diva is on content. Chandra Dewi is on air support. Chris, Chandra Dewi, D1, and Chandra Dewi, Tandy, and D1 are the proxies on reservations. Tenti is the squad lead. D1, Gabby, Chandra Dewi, and Eva, also from the same school, will be joining the teams as hosts. Gigi is doing finance. Rafik's community. Revenue management chunk is being attended by Bayu. Inuwatu by Tendi, and Padang Padang by D1, and Ubud by Bayu, which transferred to Tendi. Jing and Ara work on human resources, and the rest of the team remain the same. Squad 3, Patnuki is the market builder. Squad 3 is Jogja. Patnuki is the market builder. Bonus content, Ara's moving out of air support. Dominic and Val are the hosts. Risky's on the finance. Patnuki is doing community and revenue management. The rest remain the same. Gunny's working on online marketing. Squad 4, we got Wayana is the market builder. Gunny and Rizal are doing content. Ara and Shintia are doing air support. Chris is the senior reservation there. Proxy is Shintia. And Risky's doing finance. Wayana's doing community. Bayu's doing revenue management. Jing's doing HR. The rest remain the same. Okay, profile coverage. Jing and Wayana covered by Maha and Chris. Wayana covered by Alvin and Maha, advised by Tendi. Jing covered by Gabriel and Chandra, advised by Rafik. Chris and Wayana covered by Bona and Ivan and Alvin, advised by Chris. Bayu and Wayana covered by D1 and Chandra, advised by Tendi. Bastian and Wayana covered by Chandra and Gabriel, advised by Rafik. D1 and Jing covered by D1 and Tendi. Tendi and Bukit Vista covered by Chandra and Tendi. Maha and Chris are covering Adventure, advised by Wayana. Emil and Bukit Vista covered by Shintia and Rizal, advised by Ara and Wayana. Emil and Wayana covered by Shintia and Rizal, advised by Ara and Wayana. Ara and Bukit Vista covered by Dominic and Val. And Ara, Gabriel and Ara covered by Dominic, Val, Ara, Bona, Gabby. Wow, that's a little bit oversubscribed. There's 6 people working on one account. Feel good about that, Gabby and Ara. Nuki and Ara covered by Dominic and Val, advised by Ara. Rafik's covering Booking.com, go to Expedia. Let's take a look at the weekly KPIs. Right, so we didn't get to our mark in May. We got to 264, which is a little bit below. But it was actually the same as, it was slightly below what we got in April. We're starting off with 187 in June, as described before. Let's take a look at what each squad contributed. Squad 1, last month at 119, this month starting at 86. Squad 2, last month at 101, this month starting at 67. Squad 4, last month at 32, this month at 20. Squad 3, last month at 10, this month at 12. Take a look at the booking pace. The booking pace has been actually hitting below what I would imagine it should be for June. It's been sub-hundreds for the past few days. But past few days we actually got it above the average line. The average line now is at 74.7, and yesterday we hit it. Today we're at 28. We got a peak right here with 99 bookings on the 29th of May. Weekly sales have been increasing for June for the past 5 weeks. Back in April they were around 13, 14, 17, 16. Last week they were at 27. So far we got 7,000 so far on the first day of the week. On the booking heat map, Squad 1 looks pretty hot all the way through now to June. We've got days where there's quite a lot of check-ins. Peak right now is today at 17 bookings. Squad 2 is on fire. 44 check-ins coming in today on the, wow, is that right? 44?
Really?
Is that right? Okay, yeah, 44 check-ins coming in on Squad 2. Squad 3 really low at 1, but they start getting a peak in the next few days. On the 5th at 6, Squad 3 will be seeing a peak. Squad 4 looks pretty good. Looks like a very solid peak until this day, which is June 8th. On Saturday, you guys have a dip in that, and then it goes back up again. Okay, so for inactive properties, Villa Luna has now made the list, and Lilianandra and Lakaban. For Squad 1, those are, I think, worthwhile to take a look at. For Squad 2, the inactive properties, paid does not mean necessarily that they've been booked. All right, on Squad 2, inactive properties, Hideaway is back up on the list, Three Monkeys is on the list, and Emerald is on the list, Red Salt's on the list, and Amalama is also on the list. So it looks like the stuff in Peranan is not selling that well. Squad 3, quite a lot again, but hopefully less after the Lebanon holidays. And Squad 4, let's take a look. Batan Sabo is now new on the list, and Welcome In is new on the list. Guest origins. Let's take a look at where our guests are coming from. So guests coming for June, not much change probably, I would imagine, from previous months. Let's take a look at June. So June from May, wow, surprising, a lot less from Australia. So Australia is a lot less being represented. Western Europe is well represented. Africa is looking hotter. Asia, the Philippines, and here in KL, Singapore, Jakarta, looking good. Hawaii, quite hot. And also the West and East Coast of America, Canada's showing up a little bit too now. Not so much coming from China or East Asia at the moment. On profile revenue of Venture, last month got 13,000, this month at 6.9. Agoda, last month at 2, this month at 1.5. Ara, last month at 1, this month at 3.5. Bastion, last month at 19, this month at 12. Bayou, last month at 24, this month at 13. Booking.com, last month at 20,000, this month at 8.5. Direct bookings, we have none. D1 and Jing, last month at 4.9, this month at 1.8. Emil, last month at 28,000, this month at 18,000. Emil and Wayana, surprisingly back at 672. Gabby and Ara, last month at 2.8, this month at 4.7. Jing, last month at 38, this month at 31. Jing and Wayana, last month at 46, this month at 35. Chris and Wayana, last month at 11.3, this month at 5.9. Nuki and Ara, last month at 6.7, this month at 2.9. Tendi and Bukit Vista, last month at 3.8, this month at 4.1. Traveloka is not active in Wayana at 40, this month at 35. Looking pretty good. On area revenue, Balana last month at 20, this month at 12. Bingen, last month at 56, this month at 37. Canggu, last month at 40, this month at 32. Chamagi, last month at 0, this month at 0. Jibara, last month at 15, this month at 6.2. Nusa Dua, last month at 15, this month at 18. Nusa Penida, last month at 32, this month at 20. Padang Padang, last month at 16, this month at 11. Seminyak, last month at 1.8, this month at 2.5. Ubud, last month at 4.7, this month at 3.8. Uluwatu, last month at 38, this month at 16. Ungasan, last month at 11.7, this month at 11.4. Jogja, last month at 10.9, this month at 12.6. Let's take a look at new listings for new properties that we have in the pipeline. Villa Kyle. Villa Kyle is new? Yes? Okay, Villa Kyle. Nelly will speak on it. Tell us what this is about.
Okay, so it's a newly on board property somewhere in Nungasan. It's a 2-bedroom modern property. Yeah, it looks really great. The highlight of this property really is that its location's not bad. It's 5 minutes away from all the heavy popular beach club like Omya and Kamakandara, and this is a brand new property. The guy just renovated it. The other part I like about this property is that it actually has a barbecue pit and a rooftop terrace.
Oh, new bonfire spot.
No, not really. But yeah, yes, and it has a pool and it has a full-time Kamandu. So this property is, it's actually I think one of the better ones within Nungasan.
All right, fantastic, very good. Thank you very much. Let's take a look to Jogja. Jogja has Artisana Bed and Breakfast. Anybody in Jogja want to speak on this? Oh, it's already been what? Okay. Oh, old property. Okay, new listing on an old property. Okay, all right. Pavilion, also old property or new property? Okay, anybody in Jogja want to speak on this? I've seen this one before. Right?
Oh yeah, this is last week.
Okay, last week new or last week already?
Last week new.
New. Okay, new property. Anybody want to speak on it? In Jogja, perhaps. Wiki.
We talked about this last week. I think.
Oh, we talked about this last week already. Okay, all right. So besides that, no new launches. Yeah. Okay.
Should be there is Murta Beach House.
Okay, we have perhaps a new launch that's not being registered. So there's Murta, but it's not, so we don't talk about it.
Yeah,
Please get it on. Please get it on somehow if it's not on here.
Murta Beach House.
Okay. All right, very good. Thank you very much. Okay, that wraps up the BV stats. Oh, there's Alvin. Hey, Alvin. Hey. Nice. Okay, let's talk about projects. Okay, so thank you, Ivan, for doing the Nintendo Wii. Did anybody participate in that one yesterday?
No.
Maha did. Yes, who else?
And
Dominic did.
And Eka.
And Eka. Okay, fantastic. Is it still here?
Huh?
Is it still here? Can we do it this week too?
I'm
Return it. Okay. All right, translation. I do need help getting translation because Chinese travel season is starting. So hopefully we get buckets and buckets of Chinese guests. And yeah, that'd be good. All right, for the Agile Project Management, that has been finished finally, and that is uploaded to YouTube. That's something that we're going to be working on more often too as well. Probably not during peak season, but the idea of Agile is a pretty strong component of what we do. Digital Marketing Guilds meets at 4 p.m. on Thursdays. Diva's leading that. Human Resources, Ara's leading it, and it starts on Saturday. I believe it's 1 p.m. now, yes? 1 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay, so it's 1 p.m. Mr. Secretary, let's go ahead and change that to 1 p.m. Over to Ivan. We started copywriting with Gunny and Jing. We do Wednesdays at 5 o'clock. Reservations are Wednesdays, Friday, and Sunday with Chris and Alvin. They're all at 1 o'clock, Waktu Indonesia Barat, so that's 2 o'clock here. And then community management started by Nungley and Rafik. They meet on Tuesdays at 3 to 4. Are there any other guilds that would like to announce themselves? Finance, yes.
Every Tuesday at 4.
Okay, all right. Finance is meeting Tuesdays at 4. Yes. Because that's the interesting one. Oh, sorry, Mr. Secretary. Can we go ahead and put up finance on Tuesdays
At 4.
at 4? Okay.
Wow.
Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Okay, fantastic. And we'll put the paper there. Does anybody else have any guilds that they'd like to announce? We also got the sports guild.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's on the radar, yeah.
Announce your guild once you're sure that it's a real guild, right? If it's just like you met once and it was fun, but never met again afterwards, then guilds are meant to be lightweight. They're not meant to be like if it gets to be busy, then you can kind of slow down the guild. That's fine. But it's just a way of making progress so that
Should we
we.
put it there?
Yeah, let's put it in. Sports
Okay.
guild.
Sports guild.
Sport guild.
I'm doing the next one, right?
Yeah, you're doing the next one.
Okay, the next one for the sports guild will be capoeira, actually. Actually, who owns it? Is it Nungley or Waiana?
Sport guild?
Yeah, the sport guild.
We did it.
Okay, Nungley and Waiana. So Nungley and Waiana, when you guys.
Every alternate day, actually.
Every
So
alternate day.
You have to refer to
Okay.
the guild paper.
Okay, you have to refer to the guild paper, but it's usually very early, like 6:30 a.m.
Yes.
But we were trying to introduce more after work.
Yeah.
6 a.m.
Tomorrow's afterward, yeah.
Yeah, that's good,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Capoeira. Okay, all right, yes.
I propose badminton on
Oh.
Sunday.
Well, that goes into the sports guild, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's schedule, you have to put it in.
All right.
Okay. Alright.
In the morning.
Are there any other guild proposals? Are there any other guild proposals? Okay, no other guild proposals. That's it. Nobody's doing a workshop on revenue leaks.
I'm going to do it on the 14th of June.
Okay, 14th of
After I
June.
come back from Singapore.
Okay,
Yeah.
14th of June after Nilly comes back. Nilly will be going back to Singapore for a few days to work on her visa, and then she'll come back. Okay, I started this with Ivan, and the idea was doing sketch drawing. So please become a better artist if you're waiting for a guest. And this is a course that we've already bought to help people become better artists. So you can start drawing crazy good shit like that. All right, the circus. I think I'll take that out. Nobody wants to go to the circus, so I'll remove that. Or not. Or not.
No.
Huh? Anyone want to go to the circus?
No.
Anyone? Okay, no, okay. Mr. Secretary, let's remove that then. Okay, oh shit, I haven't set up my new OKRs for June, but I will send out the employee satisfaction survey today to see if I got my score. I'm trying to get a 4.8, and I've started all these processes to get things more coherent and aligned on each squad. And I think I've met my goal. I have a lot of people working here now. So I think we have enough people for peak season, and we have quite a lot of candidates coming in too as well. So that's good. I think I can accomplish my OKRs for May. Okay, anyways, let's wait for the survey results to see what the end result was. That's that. Okay, and then we're almost at the end, gentlemen. Oh, I'm almost over time. Okay, so, yes, new employee satisfaction survey results will go up for June, and announcements on the Slack Daily Trivia, workshop schedule. Okay, no workshops yet for this week. Please just join the guilds. And, okay, promotions. So, Diva is now promoted. She's a content online marketing specialist. If you want to watch or understand about her promotion journey, then please open this. And you can take a look at that. And Risky, where's Risky? Risky's also been promoted. All right, fantastic. Risky is now assistant staff accountant, and if you want to watch his journey, it's also available here for your viewing pleasure, right? The reason we do this, the reason we do this is that we want to be fully transparent on why promotions happen and how they happen in order to make it clear what the standards are. Most people, if you're going into a promotion, you should already know whether or not you're going to get promoted or not, right? From before. It shouldn't be like a surprise during. So please just watch these, and if you have any comments, then reach out to HR or join the HR Guild if you want to make new ideas of how to change this, because we're probably going to have evolutionary standards too as well. Good standards that get evolved with time. All right, recognition. I'm going to recognize Ivan. All right.
Thank you.
I'm going to recognize Ivan because Ivan is not for failing fast. Yvonne, I'm recognizing for failing fast because he's really not afraid to try out new ideas, and he iterates pretty quickly. He's been one of the fastest adopters of the Observations and Improvement Board. He's also been very open to coaching and adding personalization and flair, artistic flair to the welcome notes. We've seen him right now in Korean and all these other things, and the guests are picking it up, and they're also sharing it back to Yvonne. He's also brand new here, and he set up a guild for playing, a thing that he likes to do, Nintendo Wii. I think that's really, really lovely. And all of us who've been here for longer go for a newbie and his attempt to influence company culture. So that is failing fast. Okay, that is it. Once again, yes, we will have the Hospitality All Asia Airbnb host meeting conference here in Bali on November 11th and 12th, and that is it. Okay, let's go around. I'm sorry to all the people outside who might not have been able to hear the all hands clearly. It is recorded, so you can go back and watch it later if you have nothing else better to do with an hour of your life. Okay, let's go around. Let's take a look. Risky, is there any announcements from you? Oh, good. Gabby, any announcements from you? Oh, good. Okay, and Jogja, any announcements in Jogja? Oh, good. Okay, anybody who wants... Hey, Dominic's back! Dominic went to the opposite side of the screen now. She jumped over. Okay, fantastic.
She's not
Very
here.
good. No, she went back. She went back. She had to go back to help out for peak season in Jogja. All right. Alvin, any announcements on your side? Oh, good. Okay. All right. Here, I'll make it fast. Any announcements on the Bali side? No. No. Oh, good. Okay. All right. That's it, everyone. Thank you very much for the all hands. And if you missed any of the parts, we'll upload it by this afternoon. Okay? Done.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Kamunya mau pindah?